If your organization needs to manage, query, and analyze health data in a scalable cloud-based environment, the InterSystems FHIR Transformation Service can help. With this service, you can convert HL7 V2 messages to the HL7 FHIR format and store them in dedicated FHIR servers and health platforms such as AWS HealthLake. In this video, you'll see how to set up and use the FHIR Transformation Service, starting with configuration in the Cloud portal. You will learn how to upload HL7 V2 messages, verify the transformed FHIR R4 resources appear in AWS HealthLake, and ensure the correct security settings are in place. Before getting started, you'll need to subscribe to the FHIR Transformation Service through the InterSystems Cloud Services portal or the AWS Marketplace. Check with your administrator if you need help. Configuration begins in the InterSystems Cloud portal, where you define how HL7 V2 messages will be processed and routed. The setup is straightforward, and you can establish a connection between the service and AWS HealthLake in just a few steps. The first step is to select an input source, an Amazon S3 bucket where HL7 messages will be uploaded as files before they are transformed and sent to AWS HealthLake. To push the transformed FHIR data to the correct destination, set the target properties. Enter the Amazon HealthLake Data Store ID and select the appropriate region to ensure the data is processed and stored in the intended location. When you configure data transmission in AWS HealthLake with the FHIR Transformation Service, you have the flexibility to store data as a bundle, as individual FHIR resources, or both. The choice of format depends on how the data will be used and retrieved. Select the format under Transmission Type. Here we will select Bundle, which is useful for pushing resources that belong together, such as clinical documents. Security and access controls are critical when working with health data. The Amazon HealthLake role is an AWS Identity and Access Management (IAM) role that grants the FHIR Transformation Service permission to access and store data in the HealthLake data store. For the FHIR Transformation Service to function properly, the IAM role used for HealthLake access must have update and create resource permissions on the HealthLake deployment. This role must also have a trust relationship established with the deployment role of the FHIR Transformation Service deployment itself. This ensures the service can securely access AWS HealthLake. A required external ID provides an additional layer of security during authentication. The HealthLake session name is used for AWS logging, and the output mode defines the type of FHIR bundle used when sending data into AWS HealthLake. Here we selected Collection, which stores resources as a generic collection bundle. The other option is Document, which is useful for clinical documents and patient information. Next, you'll want to activate the trigger by clicking the button below. This will validate that the bucket policy is set up correctly. If it isn't, the files will not be picked up by the service. Now that the FHIR Transformation Service is configured, you can send an HL7 V2 message for transformation. First, upload an HL7 V2 message to the designated Amazon S3 bucket. The S3 upload triggers the FHIR Transformation Service to pick up the HL7 V2 message, process it, convert it to the FHIR format, and transmit the transformed data to AWS HealthLake. To confirm that the data has been successfully stored in AWS HealthLake, you can run a FHIR search query within the AWS HealthLake portal. In this case, searching for a patient record allows us to verify that the transformation and ingestion were successful. Once the inputs have been successfully processed, the transformed data appears in the query results. The FHIR bundle now contains Jane Doe's FHIR R4 resources, demonstrating a successful end-to-end process. The FHIR Transformation Service provides a simple and reliable way to convert messages into the FHIR format and store structured health data in AWS HealthLake. With a few configuration steps, resources like HL7 V2 messages and CDA documents can be seamlessly ingested, transformed, and queried in a secure and scalable environment.